One of the first steps to having a great mindset is to make sure you're thinking clearly. You want to have a clear mind. You don't want to be making common mental mistakes with our thinking. Philosophy and psychology help tremendously in this area. You have to learn a little bit about philosophy and you have to learn a little bit about psychology if you want to be thinking clearly. Okay, so two things I want you to look into. For philosophy, I want you to look into logical fallacies. Logical fallacies. That means common logical mistakes that we make that are irrational. And in psychology, what I'd like you to look up is cognitive distortions. So cognitive just means thinking. What are common thinking mistakes that we make? So philosophy and psychology are going to both help us think clearly. We need to look into the logical fallacies, common logical mistakes we make when we argue, or when we try to make a point, when we try to convince someone. We tend to make these common logical mistakes. Logical fallacies, and for thinking, you look to psychology, cognitive distortions, thinking mental mistakes that we make. I'll make another video going into each one in depth, but right now I just want to put it on the radar. If you want to have a great mindset, you need to be thinking clearly, and there's common blind spots that almost all humans have. They're so common that they've made those into lists. Cognitive distortions and logical fallacies. They're mental blind spots that we have. And if you're not aware of them, if you're not even aware of those mental blind spots, you're likely to make those mistakes over and over and over again. Almost all of us are guilty of having some twisted thinking, having some thoughts that just don't make sense. That's how we get to the bottom of that. We have to clear our mind. We have to untwist our thinking. We need to be first thinking clearly. Once we think clearly, then we can start adding on the peak performance and bringing out our best. We have to first untwist those thoughts in our head. It starts with overcoming the logical fallacies and the cognitive distortions. My recommendation, Google them right now. Tonight, print out those lists. Logical fallacies, cognitive distortions, start studying them. See what I'm talking about, and we'll start making some videos directly related to each of those. Take care. Mindset makes the difference.